Diversity might mean how many countries there are, and then how many languages there are. Diversity is when there's a lot of culture.
Diversity is a group of people.
Diversity is understanding and accepting all people.
I think diversity is different kinds of people.
Something that people is when they have different jobs. And
Diversity is that many people are different from each other.
diversity is when mixed cultures come to like schools. Like come to schools that we have diversity in ours.
I don't know what diversity is.
Diversity means the mixing of different cultures.
Diversity is like mixture of like cultures.
Or if someone don't got houses, they just can share their houses, and the man that was not rich, the other one can buy a house for him, and then they can visit and to a birthday, a party, or a show.
Because maybe they don't have work over there, and they need to come here to work. Maybe because people don't have work over there, and they want to live somewhere, and they don't have enough money, so they come over here so they can get a work, and they can live in a house.
Come to the United States because they just want to see what people do in the United States and America.
My family came to America because my dad wants to come to America and see how America works.
Why people come to the U.S. because they might love U.S. and they might graduate U.S. from like to school to high school.
They come to the U.S. because they want to help people learn other languages, and they might have family members in the USA.
They come to Alabama because maybe their lives are in danger.
Las personas vienen a Estados Unidos para explorar las calles.
People come here to America because they can live better right here.
Mis papás vinieron a Estados Unidos porque había mucha pobreza en México y quieren mandar dinero de aquí para México.
I think that Hispanics move to the U.S. because they want a better job that pays good money.
I think people came to the U.S. for a better job and get more money.
People come to the U.S. to experience how it is and see do they like it better than their country, and see how much they have in common and how much they don't. The reason why people come to the U.S. is to see how other people live.
So I'm originally from Mexico, and so that means a lot that I have a lot of connections and that I celebrate throughout the year. many things that we celebrate back home, and so and it's not just in the month of September, which is one of the most important months of the year in Mexico, because we celebrate the Independence Day, just like you guys celebrate here the 4th of July. We celebrate our Independence Day, the 16th of September, right? So those are important days. However, we still celebrate some other things throughout the year. I encourage people to ask questions. I mean, about Mexico, because that's what I know, right? So I know about my country, and I can answer any question about my country. And I like people to ask questions about my country, because I think that sometimes when you read a book or watch a TV program or even a movie, it's not enough. It's just only one part of the big picture. So Mexico, it's a big country. So we are the 5th largest country in the U.S. and one of the most populated countries in the U.S. So we are 120 million people in Mexico. So that means that we are the most populated Spanish country in the world. So we nearly triple Spain. We nearly triple any other country from Latin America. We're the biggest country in Latin America when it comes to population. So Mexico, we are all the colors. We call it the cosmic, cosmic from the stars, the cosmic race. And we are called like that because if you go to Mexico, you're gonna see people from all. Just like here in the U.S., a lot of people comes from other countries. In Mexico, that happened before, and it's still happening now. So it's not just people from Spain that came to Mexico. It's people from Europe, other countries, other European countries. It's people from the Middle East. It's people from China. It's people from all other countries, and that makes the country a multicultural country. And it's hard, again. In a typical Mexican family, you have someone who is who has green eyes or blue eyes or brown eyes like me or black eyes, all the colors, dark eyes. So it's really hard to tell, oh, in Mexico we're like this, because we're so different. Okay, so there are many reasons for that. And one of the reasons is because in 1980, the US, Mexico, and Canada, they started to make deals, to make arrangements or agreements on a trade. You know a trade, the word trade, you change things for something else. You say, I'll give you this and you give me that, right? So these three countries, they started working on a plan to do that. So in 1994, they came out with that plan. And farmers in Mexico, there were a lot of farmers, and their main income came from that. After that, these farmers couldn't sell their goods because they needed to learn how to trade those goods with the US and Canada. And they did not know that. And you know why? Because they did not have education. That is why it's so important to go to school and go to college, get a higher education, because they did not know that. So because they didn't know that, they didn't have job. They didn't have a job. They couldn't sell their products, so they started to come to the U.S. to look for work because they couldn't find jobs. Now, things are changing in Mexico because most people are getting a higher education. Most people right now are going to college and they're becoming doctors, engineers, teachers, and all the professions that you can think of. So now, less and less people is coming to the U.S. because more and more people are getting a higher education. More and more people are going to college now. Well, life in the U.S., it's one of the things that one of the good things that I like about the U.S. is the opportunity to meet people from many, many different countries. Here, you can meet people from many, many, many countries without going to those countries. And you can ask questions to someone from China, Japan, India, Saudi Arabia, so many, many countries. And you can get a lot of information. That's one of the good things and one of the great things that I like about the U.S. Some of the other things that I like about the U.S. is that people try to work together to have a consensus on something and say it's not just about us, but it's also about people from other countries and other countries. So this global thinking is not just we here sitting in this table. It's about other people from other countries here. So when you think about the U.S., you not only think about people from Birmingham, you think about people from other countries because they're your friends, they're your classmates, they're here. Sometimes you only know, oh yeah, that my classmate is from China or from Mexico. But if you don't learn more about them, then you are gonna miss out a lot of things, a lot of good things that you can learn about their culture, their way of living, how they view the world, what do they think, what do they celebrate in their countries, what do they celebrate here, and whether they like to live in this country or not. So there are many, many things that that I like about this about the country.